They wish to cure us, but I say to you, we are the cure!
He says, now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. I suppose we all thought that when we were.
They want me to spy on the Chancellor. That's treason. We are at war, Anakin.
It took scientists to be the high priests of our new world. Science itself has gotten corrupted.
And yet, when we needed it, the system has now failed us. And it has failed us comprehensively. Our hospitals say they need ventilators. Where is all this great technology that's being used to surveil everybody, down to the tiniest toenail, when we need it to create things that actually save lives?
They are not effective in preventing general public from catching coronavirus.
It appears to be shifting on masks. After months of hearing from experts on how we don't need to wear them, we're now seeing guidance that it might not be such a bad idea now.
They knew that this was going to happen.
There is nothing more foreseeable as a public health crisis for, again, a world where we're just living on top of each other in crowded and polluted cities than a pandemic.
What is up, everyone? This is Addy Ads, Anakin Skywalker, YouTube's chosen one. You are tuning in to a special edition of the COVID Scientist Roundtable. It is just me tonight. It's going to be short and sweet. I wanted to do a review video of all the information that we've gone over, and basically I went over it all and just went over what I thought was the minimum effective dose of the most important information. So if you were to forget 80% of everything we talked about, but you remembered, just this 20%, that's all you need. So I think that's a good way to think about it, because it's basically Pareto's principle at practice, right? The 80-20 rule. Shell Chicago, Janet Williams, One Parade, Varuta, thank you all for tuning in. And I also, before we start, I wanted to actually just take a moment of silence for the fallen of not only World War II, but the people who have succumbed to the virus as well. But before we do that, I just wanted to talk a little bit about VE Day. And it was actually yesterday. It's May the 8th, victory in Europe, which was when World War II in Europe ended and the Nazis were defeated in the Battle of Berlin with the Soviet Union. And it was just the Soviet Union at the Brandenburg Gate, but it is an extremely important date in history, and it is recognized by most countries around the world in some way or another. And last year I was actually in Central Asia on this day, yesterday and today, and I just went to an amazing World War II memorial. The country I went to, they lost a lot of men to mostly the Soviets, but the Nazis as well. So it was just a horrific event for humanity. 65, 75 million dead. So I just wanted to make it a small tribute to that. And also in the future, I'm going to do, once we've beaten this pandemic and once this is kind of behind us, because I know we definitely still are not there, I'm going to be doing a lot more history stuff. And just focusing on talking about that and teaching that. So definitely expect a lot of World War II stuff in the future, where I actually do go deep into content, because I love learning new stuff too about it. I definitely don't know everything about it. I'm glad, Varuda, you're a fan of Marcus Aurelius. I saw the Queen's message. What did the Queen say? I actually don't really pay attention to what she says. For all the mothers that died from COVID, yes, definitely. Anyone's who's died. The UK really pays respect much more than we do. I agree wholeheartedly, and I'm guessing by we you mean los Americanos, the Americans. Yes, I agree. My grandfather fought in the Pacific against the Japanese, and he rolled his eyes at me when I got into Japanese culture. That's funny. It could be worse. Rolling his eyes, it could be a lot worse. But come on, VE Day. Yes. So yeah, just a moment of remembrance for everyone who died during World War II in particular because of the date. But as it matters today, the people, the nurses too, the healthcare workers who died during this pandemic, in addition to the victims who, although they're mostly old people, we are seeing, as we have mentioned before, younger people, and now they're seeing children getting rashes on their feet and stuff like that. So Eddie, have you dug into World War I yet? It's my favorite modern war to learn about. I definitely know way more about World War II than World War I. And the reason for that is because, I still don't understand World War I and why it was really fought. I understand the big stuff somewhat leading up to it in terms of nationalism and all that, but there were footage of her father with Churchill. They couldn't celebrate, so she addressed her. Oh yes. I've never seen that particular footage, but I saw it I think it's in The Crown. They replay it. But yeah, as far as World War I haven't dug into it. I still don't understand it. I don't get it. The trench warfare, the poor generals, I just don't get it. And also the philosophical conflict I didn't get either. Whereas World War II is definitely not black and white. It's a lot easier for most people to see the darkness of, especially the Nazis. But as you read more about it, the Soviets too. But hope Sean Atwood and Pepsi are okay. Yeah, man. I actually talked to Pepsi a couple of days ago, and I'm gonna upload that update later. So look out for that. I'm not gonna talk about Pepsi much more than that tonight. But yeah, just check out that. I'll upload it after the roundtable. Then say it was to demonize nationalism, but happened because of internationalism. Yeah. Good evening, Marie. So as I said, just a moment of silence first, and then we'll go into that. So I'm actually gonna pull myself off the screen, and I'll play a little bit of this song. I won't play the whole thing, of course, but I love this particular song. And I don't know. I wish there was an easy way to just pull this into a slideshow or do multiple screens I could show you guys, but there is not. So not yet, anyway. But StreamYard is getting better, slowly but surely. But yeah, it's not there yet. So just a quick minute of just remembrance towards those people who did not make it. And there definitely are people who, there's more people are going to die from this thing. So keep that in mind as well. So let me just share this. Was our a moment of respect for the fallen of this pandemic, as well as World War II. But yes, as far as the science, let's get down to it. So I can actually share my my screen with you guys, but let me know. Otherwise, yeah, just going over the basics, guys. Just simple, very simple. We don't have to. I know we get into the weeds with the science sometimes, but as far as prep and taking care of yourself, it's it's real simple, right? Exercise, stretching, walking, right? That's actually a habit I've developed during this pandemic. Is I'm now walking every single day for usually an hour, at least half an hour, but usually it's an hour or longer. Sometimes I'll go an hour and a half. But yeah, just walking, just going on long walks. Yeah, it's also helped with my hamstrings too, because I do have a muscle imbalance. And I definitely want to talk about that at some point. But yeah, healthy diet, lots of water, vitamin C too, electrolytes. I love emergency but sometimes you do have to buy the generic brand stuff as well. So like I went to Target the other day, emergency was completely out. There was no electrolytes whatsoever. So I went to Safeway and the emergency was out, but I did buy the just the off-brand stuff. It works. It tastes pretty good too. I mean, it's not terrible. Some, you got to be careful though. You got to be careful with the off-brand stuff. But yeah, definitely a fitting tune, I would say. Yeah, we'll talk about World War II in the future, guys. Definitely, if you guys are into it, I'm all about it, and I'm gonna make videos in the future, as I said. But yeah, let's keep it COVID tonight. Yeah, it's a great one. 4 stretches at home and then walking for an hour. I will either. So when I wake up in the morning, I will do some sort of stretching after I shower and either walk then or get to just log into my computer and then do a walk later. But yeah, it just depends. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and let me explain that the electrolytes, guys. So actually Tom Brady, if you know who that is, I'm guessing you know who that is. He's the quarterback for the New England Patriots, but he wrote this book, I think it was last year or 2 years ago. It was within the past couple of years, called the TB12 method. And he talks about the importance of not only hydration, but electrolytes as well. And I'm with you on that, Varuta. I did not realize the importance of electrolytes either. All right, let me look you guys in the eyes. I'm so used to like messing around on the screen and like multitasking that I can't like look at you guys in the screen. But yeah, just the importance of electrolytes. And the analogy that Tom Brady used was like a sponge, I think it was, or the ability for the muscles in your body to absorb the hydration and keep it. And that's one thing I've noticed too when I drink electrolytes is I don't have to, you don't have to go to the bathroom as often, even though you're drinking the same amount of water, because your body's retaining more of it rather than just letting it pass through you. So when you do have those adequate electrolytes, your muscles in your body can absorb it more. Cottrell is chatting with his lady friend at the moment. Didn't expect that. Lol, thank you, Addie. Going to date. Oh, Doc McCarron's in the building. Doc McCarron, I'm just doing a review of the notes we've done over the past 3-4 COVID roundtables. Potassium, yeah, definitely. I think somebody who did mention that. Somebody talked about. Oh yes, it was Marie. Bananas and potatoes are good for potassium and electrolytes. Yeah, man. And that's one thing that really has annoyed me about this pandemic is the bananas are expensive now. Like, and by expensive, I mean like 79 cents a pound. I don't know how much you guys are used to paying for bananas, but in the Midwest, we have this thing called Quick Trip. I don't know if anybody's heard of it. Quick Trip. It's a godsend, Quick Trip. And they have bananas for 28 cents, 29 cents a pound, 39 cents a pound. So when I'm here paying 80 cents a pound for my bananas, I'm just not used to that. So, but I still buy them, and they are great source of carbs and fruit too. So that is, it's a great point there. But yeah, and let's dovetail diet once we're done with it into the anti-inflammatories. So yeah, you can drink all the water you want, but if you don't get your electrolytes, magnesium, potassium, sodium, you need these things to retain the water. Yeah, but you do retain some of it if you don't have those. It's just when you reach your potential, maximum absorption of that water, that's what you get to when you have those electrolytes. Yes, and we were talking about anti-inflammatories as far as baking soda, spinach, potassium. I really should eat some more spinach. Well, that's videos. Yeah, but let me know what you guys think about diet. What do you guys like to eat that tastes good and is good for you as well? I have been getting into brown rice recently, and of course it depends on who you are, because I have always been a slider guy, and in that case I can eat more carbs. And my younger brother is even slighter than I am, so he can eat even more carbs than I can, and he goes to town on rice, let me tell you. But are you talking about Mikovits tonight? Do you want me to talk about Mikovits tonight, guys? Selenium, yes, especially if you're a male. Selenium's good for you. Sperm count, we mentioned that. Zinc. Speaking of zinc, I went to Target the other day, as I said, and the zinc was completely gone. It was completely gone. I had to go again to Safeway because college students, they don't think about these things as much as older people, shall we say, people who care about more things than, going out on the weekends and intercourse and drugs and such like. I'm growing kale this year. Congrats. That's awesome. Hold on. I'm not used to talking this much, guys. Give me a sec. They have a study that they found SARS-CoV-19 in sperm. Really? Can you send that to me, Marie? Oh my gosh, this is turning into an AMA right now. This is great. Are you MGTOW? Am I MGTOW? I don't know. If this, I don't want to go off topic, but let me come back to you in N95. If people want to turn this into an AMA, then I'll answer it. But we'll see. I like to keep my viewership as a democracy if possible. But afraid to do cold weather crops. I'm starting with kale. Damn, we never gonna get laid now. Oh my god. Okay. Are you MGTOW? Okay. I am not MGTOW, but I will say that I've been very focused on my work recently. I'll just leave it at that. Your views on Mikovits at this point? She's definitely an innovator, a trailblazer in certain regards. I don't fully trust her yet. I just need to do more research to be blunt. I mean, she seems legit. She's got a lot of credible people backing her up. That's indisputable. I mean, she's really blowing up now. I mean, I'm seeing people on my Instagram who haven't posted about this pandemic really at all. And this dude just randomly commented on her, and he's saying she's grifting because she just wants to sell her book. But everyone's, trying to sell something. So controlled opposition. What do you mean by that? Okay, so continuing with our roundtable, guys. So the big one recently was sunlight, right? Vitamin D3, and I've definitely been getting more sunlight recently. But the weather here in Oregon has been gorgeous recently, and I know actually in some places they're getting snow now. And I know on the East Coast it's definitely not as warm here. So if obviously no one can control the weather, but you still get some rays when you go outside and it's cloudy. So and supplementing D3 is always an option too if it's not completely out of stock in Target. But just going over some more, perhaps some human questions about the human element of the pandemic. Meditation, I think, is great. When I feel overwhelmed, it's often because I need to meditate. and eat. So that's that's a big one. Diet, vitamins for my UK folk, and exercise. So we kind of did exercise already. Vitamins we went over, right, with the zinc and selenium. Oh, fish oil, right? That's a great one too. Try to get a compound fish oil so you get both types of omegas. Definitely. I'd say low grain diet if possible, but you know yourself. You guys know your bodies better than I do. Everybody's different. Everybody's going to react differently to every diet. I mean, even my siblings, I have two siblings that are allergic to a lot of stuff. And then another sibling who's like me and he's not allergic to anything. So calendula, right? That's another one. Garlic, that's a big one. Oh, that reminds me, I am out of garlic and I need to buy more. So I do have to go and get that soon. Reviewing just some basics, guys. Simple, really simple. Just keeping things simple. The fundamentals, right? The fundamentals. What happened with the stream you had earlier today with Ryan Dawson? Did that show up on my channel? I did an interview with Ryan Dawson. It was last week, I think, or maybe it was a week and a half ago now. But yeah, Ryan told me actually that he's down to talk again. So yeah, I'll hit him up about that. Yeah, and we'll try to find something soon. It seems to me it's up to him at this point. But I do have to message him. So expect more from me and Ryan in the future. Keto diet, got deficient in potassium and magnesium. Is sending in Twitter okay? Is sending in Twitter okay? Yeah. I mean, you could send here too. Yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter. I trust enough for now. What do you mean by that? Oh, wait, I gotta go up. Oh, there we go. Dr. Mercola. Who is Dr. Mercola? Gaslighting shill theory. Just give me a sec, guys. We're reading comments. I'd love for the... Wow, that's quite the theory about George Webb. I actually can't. I have to go pretty soon here, guys. So I can't have any guests on. So, but I do have a bit more to cover as far as the COVID notes and the notes I took from all our roundtables. There are 4 types of people out there: people who believe in the virus, people that don't believe, people who are unsure, and people who don't care. Yeah, there's even mixes of that too. I mean, you can believe in it and not care, right? So. In the Bible, Moses made it rain fire. Yeah, a lot of stuff supposedly happened in the Bible. The Mossad, yeah, that's a big cod liver oil. That's a good one. And krill oil, too. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of krill oil. I know it's not kosher, so my Jewish folk can't take it, but it's actually more highly concentrated, I believe, than regular fish oil, which is usually made from mackerel. And cod, but it just depends on where it's from. Spirulina, you need all omega vitamins. I can't eat fish. Why can you not eat fish, Marie? So I use ground flaxseed. Oh man, I remember my mother would feed us. Almost force feed us flaxseed oil when I was a youth. Yes, I remember that very clearly. And I recall one time I tried to wash it down with milk. I gagged and I spit it back up in my cup, and I just looked down at the cup and there was like, oily flaxseed oil just spinning around in there. I can't recall if I had to drink it or not. Maybe that's because I repressed the memory. Too many weird things about him. An independent journalist I respect also outed George Webb as Mossad. Why would George Webb be Mossad? That doesn't make sense. I don't know him that well, guys. I just met him, so I really shouldn't speak on it. That I don't really have an opinion. Mercola. I actually don't know who this Mercola is. Yeah, that's true. There are mixes. Didn't think of that, and now now I've heard krill oil. Yeah, man, krill oil. Check it out. Amazon, or your local co-op. If you have a co-op near you, you're very lucky. Cooperatives are awesome for getting hard to reach stuff like that. Often, a lot of times you can't find krill oil, so you might have to go to like GNC or Vitamin World. I don't know what you guys got in London, in the UK, as far as GNC and Vitamin World, but fiber has been a staple in my nutrition plan. Yeah, man, fiber is really important, no doubt, and especially with people who, I think a lot of people in the West are in this category when they have high grain diets, high carb, high grain diets with little fiber. Over a long period of time, that's a recipe for gastrointestinal problems of some sort, whether that's an inflammation or something else, kidney stones, so yeah, fiber is really important, and I would say stick to vegetables and natural fiber, because Metamucil tastes terrible. Metamucil is really gross. Oh, you're allergic to fish. Okay, gotcha. I like him, but he tosses so much info that I'm just trying to process it all. Yeah, maybe next time when we go over, I'll try to slow it down a bit with George, because he does go pretty quickly sometimes. So yeah, we're gonna talk next week at some point. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. Okay, it's quite low. Well, Paul has every right to start his roundtable. He called it something different, though. He calls it the War Room. I'm actually going to be on the War Room tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. If anybody wants to see me and Dr. Paul Cottrell of Harvard, we actually, well, to be honest, we already recorded, but we're going to release tomorrow and be on the chat and chatting and just be on the premiere live with everybody. I think he's talking to somebody else right now, and we're both behind on posting videos, so that's why we're pushing it back to tomorrow. Yeah, I have noticed at least one other. It was literally, they didn't even change the name. It was literally Scientist Roundtable, and I mean, it's not like I invented the concept, but I think I was the first one to do it on YouTube. I haven't checked, but apples, yes, good for fiber. My favorite apples are Honey Crisp. I don't know what you guys like, although they do tend to be a bit more expensive. Vegans eat a lot of grains. Do they really? I didn't know that. I guess, I mean, I'm sure some of them don't. I don't know. I can't speak on that. I've never been a vegan. I've never been a vegetarian either. I have, I was probably like 4 or 5 years that, maybe not. It was 3 or 4 years maybe that I was completely dairy free. Thank you, Marie. Based. After prison show, who switched his life around. Yeah, I saw Sean talking about that actually. I haven't checked it out though. I did actually just recently start watching Big Herc, so yeah, he's dope. But Sean's my dude, you know. And I've also been really busy, so I've been, the stuff I have been watching has been almost been completely related to politics and COVID science and yeah, stuff like that. So, Red Delicious, that's a good one. Yeah. Honeycrisp are based as fuck. 100, bro. Oh, I love Honeycrisp. They're all. I rarely. Maybe I have one bad one my whole life. I don't know. Yeah, I'm actually gonna be interviewing Dr. Cooey tomorrow, and it's not going to be a very long interview. I just wanted to ask him about university and yeah, basically like prep questions for people, young people or anyone who wants to go to undergrad or graduate school. So, yeah, just we prefer you. What do you mean by that, Janet? Yes, Honeycrisp delicious. Well worth watching, bro. I will check it out, Chris. So no, just me tonight, guys. Just me. Yes, sir. I will say I like people. I won't sing a lot. Had to step away. Will there be a round table? So I guess it's not really a round table if it's just me. It's just me at my desk right now. Desk table. Pink being the good. Okay, yeah. So just going back over the basics, guys. What is a virus? Right? What is a virus? Is a virus alive? Well, no. Most people would say a virus is not alive. It's somewhat of a philosophical question, it seems, but depending on who you ask, it's not at all. But viruses exist. It's a submicroscopic infectious agent that replicates only inside the living cells of an organism. So they cannot live by themselves, right? And the only thing they want to do is replicate and stay alive. So that's a basic way to put it. Another question. The people around me are not taking careful preventive measures. Is there anything I can do? Well, I don't. This is another thing too, guys, is we are getting to stage 2 now of this pandemic. I would say that we're into stage 2 as the attenuation, as the process of attenuation seems to have started as far as the first wave goes. Who knows how long that will go for, or if it'll be like a slinky we're trying to hold down with all our might, or if it's something we totally got under control, which I'm guessing it's something in the middle. What does stage 2 like? So as I said, yeah, I think we're in stage 2, and this is another thing too, which I think the liberties will become very important, and they are more important, becoming more and more important by the day, more so than the pandemic, because I do think we got that pretty much under control. We got the trend. It's trending under control, right? It can always trend the other way, but how effective are masks? So they are effective, right? We went over that. Hopefully you're fortunate enough, like me, to have someone in your family that makes masks for you, a wonderful woman in your family, or man, whoever's good with the sewing machine. Yeah, it's over there. I don't want to go get it, but you guys have seen them before. I've worn them. The significance of the ACE2 receptor as far as it pertains to the virus, that's another huge thing we've covered, and just the basics on that. It's an enzyme and a protein located in many parts of the body, but especially the lungs, and this is where the virus latches onto with that spike protein. Yeah, the virus is chronic. Yeah, he says we're getting to a chronic stage now that the acute kind of boxing punch, that first punch has come, right? And that ice is broken. I appreciate that, Janet. Zinc and tonic water. What did I study in school? That's a good question. What do you guys think I studied? Can you get that article I sent you up? Sure. Yeah. If you want to, if you want to do that, I will. I'll line it up. But let me just. I'm gonna, just stick to the basics as much as I can, the fundamentals. But yeah, I will pull it up in the background here. In the meanwhile, what percentage of the population will eventually contract the virus? Well, that's impossible to say for certain. My guesstimate would be between between 50% and 75%, but closer to 75%. Besides washing your hands, not touching your face, and wearing masks, what else can you do to prevent infection or prepare? So we talked about diet, exercise, stress, right? That's another one. The mental aspect of it. Yeah, and that's something too that I don't know. There was one period in my life, which fortunately was quite short. It was a couple weeks, but I was so stressed out that I started to get like sores in my mouth. Yeah, it was wild. Yeah, I actually started to get like sores in my mouth because of the cortisol and the chronic stress I was under. So yeah, just going for walks. As we said, diet, exercise, family, right? Family always comes first. What are the healthcare costs? Well, that depends, right? Let's just check the comments here. Man, you guys are on tonight. I'm having trouble keeping up. That is nice. Nice of your boss. I think in Hackney, people just said, F it, I'm going to the park anyway. And people had a 2-meter rope doing ring around the block. And you know what's funny is ring around the rosy is actually from the black bag, right? Ring around the rosy, pocket full of posy, ashes, ashes, we all fall down. Right? The rose, ring around the rose, that was the sores I don't even know, yeah, like the rash and the sores that they got all over their body with the bubonic plague. But it's kind of funny. Dr. Sherry Tenpenny. That's 2 doctors I now didn't know prior to tonight that you guys have taught me about. Dr. Mikovits says masks are dangerous. Okay, so this is where, one sec. Okay, I was talking about this with Paul, and I mentioned it slightly the other night. Yes, many Americans have breathing problems, and yes, wearing a mask all day is going to make it harder to breathe. But I don't know. I don't even know if she got that nuanced with her thought or that specific with it. Saying, masks make it harder to breathe is technically true, but it's only dependent on the condition, right? I mean, I generally don't wear my mask in my apartment. When I'm walking out and about, I don't wear it unless it becomes crowded, which it usually isn't where I am. When I go to the grocery store or the convenience store, of course, I wear it. When I go into any building, yeah, and when I leave my apartment, because I'm in an apartment building, so I'm inside. So, yeah, I think that's just being pedantic. I mean, are you going to suffocate because you're wearing a mask? I don't think so, Judy. I think you're going to be fine. But just because I disagree with her about that doesn't mean that she's wrong about everything else. Zinc quinine. Where did you get quinine? Is that legal to buy? I don't even know. History. Do you accept donations? Yes, I do. I will. Well, I suppose, yeah, because Super Chat, Google takes some of Super Chat, don't they? Let me get my PayPal up, guys. I'm trying to get my PayPal up earlier this week, but I never got around to it. I did get a Patreon going, Patreon. Believe I put it in my channel, but I'll do that after this stream as well. Otherwise, you can go to my most recent interview I did with George Webb yesterday, and it'll be in that link too. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, I will get my donation page up and running. Thanks for that, Marie. Everyone keeps reminding me to, and I need to get it up. I do need to get it up. You look like you would be good at physics. Is that I look like, or I seem like? I think I know what you mean. You look like you'd be good at physics. I did not take physics or history. Can we do roll call? Where's everyone from? Yeah, let's do it. So we got a Arkansas in the building. Just tuned in. Is there no roundtable? Just me tonight, boss. Just going over the basics of the fundamentals. Just very simple, right? Just some notes I took over, the roundtables we have done so far, and answering any questions people have, as long as they're somewhat on topic. Oh, we got Honolulu in the building. Quinine, a lot of MC. Stress induces cortisol. Yes. Yeah. I mean, people have just politicized the masks argument, right? I mean, it's become like a flag almost. Like it's ridiculous. No way. You're from Bahrain? Wow. That's wild. You're not at the military base there, are you? Connecticut, Yukon, Japan, mofo. Brewster, New York. North Shore, Sunset Beach. Are you talking about Cali, or what does that mean? Camarillo, California. Born in Seattle. PNW, I like it. I like Seattle. I do. I always have fun when I go there. Shout out to my friend that lives there. Secrets of the Tribe is a great brand. Oh, you guys are talking about tonic water. Yeah, for sure. That makes sense. I mean, this is fake news, mental gymnastics, reactionaryism. I like it. I like that word. Disestablishmentarianism. How's that for a word? I dislike wearing masks. I don't really like wearing it either. That's why you get a cool one, customize it. You get in a higher quality one too. Like get shrimp zoos. Have you seen? I don't even know if those are those are like singing unicorn now, right? They're so in demand. Wash off fruits and veggies. Yes, it's a good idea. Not with chemicals, of course. I don't know if people need to be told that, but if you do need to be told that, don't wash your fruits and veggies with chemicals. Use a little bit of just water, or water with a bit of vinegar, right? As Marie said, my aunt told me that too. Oh wow, yeah, I've seen people wiping down stuff in the stores too. I don't go that crazy. I just make sure that I just don't waste time. I don't dawdle in the store. Just get in and get out. Be polite to the cashiers and the people who are working there, because they see jerks every day, more than likely, but maybe not. Certainly they see them every once in a while. Masks tickle my nose. Yo, you should never watch vegetables with soap. New Zealand. Shout out to my New Zealanders. Bahraini. Whoa. Crazy. Are Bahrainis, do they speak English in Bahrain as well? Or what's the official language? I don't know. Hawaii. Man, that's where everyone wants to live, right? West Sussex. Shout out to my UK folk. Masks are common. Yeah, right. Like I saw this dude. What was his name? Aubrey Huff, the baseball player. He put this video on Twitter the other day. I don't want to watch it again. You can go look on his Twitter if you want, but just screaming about masks and how people are stupid if they're wearing them. I'm just like, bro, like you need to calm down. You just calm down. Take a deep breath. You're gonna be okay. I know you're a pro athlete, but I mean, it doesn't mean you can just freak out and not get teased about it. I'm gonna call you out on it if you're getting overly emotional, bro. Especially when you come across like that. But I have no beef with them. It's just the mask issue, right? I linked you above. It's tincture, not tonic water. Tincture, yeah, it's another word I learned recently, being in Oregon. No caps. Maybe I'm missing something. Arabic. Yeah, that's what I thought. Masks tickle my nose. I love that. Yeah, guys, so just the basics. Let's just review. Exercise, stretching, walking, yoga, sunlight, vitamins, healthy diet, high fiber, lots of water. Make sure you're getting your electrolytes, right? Then vitamin C, so you're absorbing that water, staying hydrated. But another thing I didn't mention too is if you absorb too many electrolytes, you get this like your mouth almost becomes dry, but it's not from it's weird. It dries your mouth out, but it's not because you're necessarily dehydrated. It's just that the ratio of electrolytes to water is off. And most people actually don't know what that's like because most people are not getting enough electrolytes rather than they're getting too much. So, yeah, and if anyone has brands they want to share for anything we mentioned, your favorite vitamins, your favorite garlic that you think people would, enjoy or do you think would be useful to other people, just let me share them in the comments, guys. And because I go back and read all the comments, and I have to say I'm behind on work. I'm catching up. Well, I think we all are. I know Paul said he was too, but yeah, just keep that in mind. And washing hands. I actually got a hold of some Germex finally, so I'm good for a while. And I just keep it on my desk here when I leave my apartment. Yeah, consistency too is something that I think people should be wary of, right? Is you got to stay hydrated on a consistent basis. You got to eat healthy consistently. Can you cheat? Of course. I had ice cream 2 nights ago. It was awesome. Sometimes I eat ice cream every day for a couple days. But then I can't do that for very long because then I just can't do it. So yeah, but just consistency, walking every day, even if you just get up and walk across the street and come back, stretching, maybe you don't have to think about it every day either. Just say 4 days a week, because that gives you a cushion, a psychological cushion against punishing yourself if you don't meet your goal, right? Say, man, I want to get to the gym twice a week. Well, gyms are closed, so the park, right? Or I want to do a workout at home 2 times this week. Or maybe just once if you're that out of shape. try to figure out what's your low ball, what's your floor, and then what's your ceiling that you're like, man, that's I think I can do that if I really push it, but I would be cool with that. So just play around with that, because if you are perfectionist, you're just going to beat yourself up constantly. It's a recipe, for disaster. So that's it, guys. Short and sweet roundtable for tonight. Let me just go over your comments. You guys are going off tonight. Let me go back up. Ba-da-da-da. Yeah, so we're not talking about vinegar as it pertains to the virus. I believe the context was disinfecting like salad or vegetables or stuff. Like, for example, when I was in Central Asia last year, we bought strawberries from these women on the side of the road. I actually still have the pictures, I think. And of course, they upcharged us because we're Westerners with lots of money. And I'm not saying I'm rich, but compared to them, like a pack of cigarettes there was like $1, a little over $1. So just to give you an idea of that, I mean, a cabbie ride is like $2 to if you don't know what a cigarette price is. So jump rope, that's a good one. Which pandemic video are you referring to, Ducati? I cook most veggies anyway. Thanks for the info, Marie. Oh, is that your cheat day, Alistair? KFC pizza burgers? KFC pizza and burgers? White vinegar. Yes, sir. Gotta get those electrolytes nice and balanced, as well as calcium too. Nice vitamin in there. I think the battle between the docs last week took the focus away from COVID. Yeah, I think a bit as well. I mean, that's one thing I just wanted to step back and kind of take a rest week for everybody, and just try to get back to basics, fundamentals. The simple stuff, right? I know I keep saying that, but pandemic is so confusing. Virus said. I heard 2 songs so far about coronavirus that are worth mentioning. If you haven't heard. Oh, wow. Hobson. I used to listen to Hobson back in the day. I don't know who Dax is. Venus does not eat soap. That's good news, guys. So I'm gonna end it there, guys. And that was way longer than I thought it was gonna be. I literally thought it was gonna be like 15 minutes. So thanks for the turnout, guys. I do appreciate it, and we will get back to our regular roundtable next week. So I will have some PhDs on, at least one, and just some other people to chat. Do you have a Discord? I do have a Discord. Or is that yeah, let me put that in the chat. Give me 1 minute here, people. If you want my Discord, I will Discord, I will share that with you. When I share the link, it expires after a day. So that's why if I shared a link in the past and it doesn't work, that is why. And I do that so I don't get well, I think it's automatic actually. But yeah, let me get that. If anybody wants to join our Discord, it's not the most poppin' Discord. I try to. It's hard for me to stay focused on video editing if I got people hit me up all day. and not just my Discord, because I love getting messages from people. I follow other people too. So if it's like constantly ringing, it's hard to work. So but I do check it pretty much every day. Interviewed Trump. Yeah. Let me do that really quick. But here's the Discord, guys. Put it in the chat. If anybody wants to join, I will also put it in the comments below. Thanks for joining, guys, for this special edition of the COVID Scientist Roundtable. This was the VE edition with a tribute to everyone who died in World War II, as the anniversary of victory in Europe was yesterday. And some countries actually do, in fact, celebrate victory in Europe today. In addition to that, we took a moment of silence for the fallen, not only from World War II, but everyone who has succumbed to this microbe, young and old. And we also kept in mind the idea that more people will die from this virus. So we kept that into consideration as well. And just went over the basics of the notes we went to, the fundamentals of diet, exercise, vitamins, family, right? And just getting back to basics. So, oh, wow. Thank you so much, Venus Glow, for the super chat. Shout out, Venus. I think that's the second one you've done. So I really do appreciate that, guys. That is it. And again, if anybody wants to join the Discord, comment is in the chat below. Thank you so much for tuning in. If anybody has questions, just send me a message on one of my social media sites, and I usually answer. I won't answer right away, but I will answer at some point. With all due respect, this is Addy Ads, Anakin Skywalker. Thanks for tuning in tonight, guys. Please enjoy your Saturday evening. May the Force be with you. Stay frosty. Ciao.